Tigers have conquered the land since the dawn of time. But some decided to stay wet and burrow in an element 12 times more resistant than air. On the mucky seabed of the western Pacific Ocean is a ferocious predator. He appears out of nowhere, easy to mistake as a piece of seaweed. But these 5 antennae seek flesh. Beneath the prey detection equipment, things get much worse. Jaws unfold like a bear trap. The Bobbit Worm waits with multiple mouthparts displayed. Bone-hard grappling hooks poised to pierce and immobilize prey. But the real nightmare remains unseen. Coiled, pent-up aggression twice the length of a man. This is the power behind his strike force. As night falls, many bobbit worms emerge to feast. It's a bad neighborhood to hang out in. Fish are fast, and the bobbit worms are feeding blind. They don't have eyes or a brain. They react only if one of their antennae is triggered or if a shadow lingers. Patience. The shoal is -1. 2. Jaws snap so violently the fish is stunned. It's a grisly way to die. Loose soil clogs the fish's gills. It suffocates in the dirt. And these sand strikers are just getting started. It's time for the main course. Underground, there's plenty of storage space for a chunky Toby fish. Anything on the seabed is fair game. Even spikes and venom are no contest. Gone in seconds. Massacre over, the worms withdraw to digest. Until the next time. There's another ocean digger who prefers the colourful splendour of a coral reef. She looks like an extraterrestrial with her myriad multicoloured appendages. Legs, antennae, claws, 34 articulated bits stick out of her body. Even her eyes are on stalks. Her digging verges on obsessive. Understandable with the array of tools she has for home improvement. The Mantis Shrimp is fastidious about burrow maintenance and cleanliness. When she's not hunting, she channels her energy into housework. Hooked claws are handy for rubble removal. But the real purpose is to assist during attack. Just like her eyes. These alien orbs possess unique depth perception to track prey. The most sophisticated vision on the planet. But she keeps her most terrifying weapon locked and loaded. A smashing club she can unleash with the speed of a bullet. She has the crab in her sights, but he's no easy target. His shell is strengthened with a composite of chitin protein fibers, and pincers can slice her in two. The Mantis Shrimp shows no mercy. Her punch is so fast, we have to slow down the action by 2,000% to see it. She attacks like a jackhammer, with a force of over 2,500 times her weight. The brutal strike is more than pure muscle. Within her club is a power amplification system. Large extensor muscles compress a spring. Latches lock the system in place. Latches release. Spring relaxes. Knockout in 0.003 of a second. She can keep going all day if she has to reach the soft flesh inside. But her gourmet meal is best enjoyed in private. From the very bottom of the oceans to the wind-torn deserts, diggers are an evolutionary success story because of their ability to treat extreme habitats as opportunities. One digger has even managed to turn refuse into a resource. There's no mistaking this fresh scent. The dung beetle is the dirtiest digger of all. It takes only 20 minutes for a fresh deposit to be inundated. The smell is irresistible to the dung beetles. Most of the new arrivals make this their new home. 90% of the 8,000 species are tunnelers. Dung beetles that burrow directly into the dung or underneath it. But their madness for manure goes way deeper. They also eat it. Or drink, to be precise. They strain the liquid from fresh dung like we suck oranges. tiny hairs sieve out large particles to leave behind a highly nutritious soup riddled with germs and bacteria. Rollers prefer the takeaway option. They carve individual portions off the mother lode. A scalloped head and serrated legs make efficient trowels. The rollers work fast before the dung hardens in the sun. And because competition for this fresh resource is fierce, the best strategy is roll and go. Get away from the main pile as soon as possible. But even the best laid plans can backfire. With hard work and perseverance, this male eventually gets a spectacular ball away. Now, he must find a safe place to bury his treasure. Travelling backwards and working upside down, he demonstrates his enormous strength. Dung beetles easily push 50 times their own weight. But bandits patrol this route. Highway robbery is common practice. Now, jagged legs are formidable weapons. Ownership of the ball comes down to position and timing. Safe and alone at last, our hero shares his relationship status. Single. He rubs his hairy back legs over his abdomen to release a powdery white smoke laced with pheromones. This airborne love letter tells partners he's available and comes bearing gifts. The lucky female will lay her eggs inside his treasure. The happy couple coordinate their effort and bury the ball. Underground and undisturbed, a new generation is born. It might be a little smelly, but this nursery is safe, warm, and good to eat. While this digger pops up on every continent except Antarctica, another elusive creature tunnels in only one place on Earth. Legends here in Africa speak of terrifying monsters. Clawed, armored beasts whose very glance brings death. Prey lives in fear. They know the danger. Here be dragons. The stories are true. In the grasslands of southern Africa, giant dragon lizards, or sun gazers, make their final stand. Through freezing winters, they remain hidden. Asleep in underground lairs, they excavate for maximum security. But in summer, when the sun climbs high enough, its warmth lures them above ground to feed. He might be a miniature model, fully decked out in battle armor, but this digger is a dead ringer for his fantasy namesake. He has similar personality traits too, though violent aggression is tempered by extreme patience. He's in little danger while he waits. Hard, thorny spikes cover his body. And beneath his skin, bony plates provide an additional layer of chainmail. He has no Achilles heel. The giant dragon lizard is protected to the hilt. And there's never just one. In a clan, someone's always minding your back. With multiple eyes primed for movement, prey doesn't stand a chance. Target locked. Game over. A quick sand wipe releases unappetizing toxins. For large victims, giant dragon lizards unleash all their unbridled fury. But even dragons have a pecking order. Dad eats first. Decapitation brings a swift death. But lunch is interrupted. The call sends everyone to ground. No trace remains of the medieval beasts that lurk just beneath the surface. Diggers scrape holes on land and in the sea. But one digger has learned to burrow between these two extremes of air and water. This seashore hides a secret. Unseen predators lurk right under holidaymakers' feet. Hungry hordes wait just offshore. And this placid army requires one thing to reanimate. The potent scent of death. shallow graves erupt. Plough snails begin their exodus. Hundreds, desperate for flesh. Like blood to a shark, plough snails are attracted by death chemicals that ooze from carcasses. Their siphons lead the way and test the water for signal strength and direction. The furrows they trace on the sand give them their name. And if crawling isn't fast enough, plough snails surf up the beach. Putrid fish triggers a mass feeding frenzy. To eat, plough snails extend a trunk-like proboscis as long as their bodies. It's part vacuum cleaner, part drill, and searches for a good place to tunnel. The sandpaper tongue rasps the skin. Then liquid tissue is sucked up through this organic straw. Soft areas are easiest to puncture. A flesh mountain is a rare treat. It'll be gone when the tide turns. For these carnivorous diggers, life is either feast or famine. They're voracious. A plough snail slurps up a third of its body weight in 10 minutes. With the proboscis buried deep inside the fish, a snail stays anchored to its food when a wave comes. Today, they've got other problems. Feast over, it's time to submerge. The same undulating motion that moves them forward digs them under. The beach is empty once more, till the next carcass extends an invitation to feast. Around the clock, there are diggers, large and small, tunneling away under our feet. The biggest of the bunch does his excavating at night. Under African skies, the most powerful digger on the planet is hard at work. The Aardvark motors through the earth, but is almost never seen. He leaves traces, impressive holes, big enough for a man to stand in. But who is the architect? The Aardvark, which translates to earth pig, is a Frankenstein of spare parts. Claws like a bear. Ears from a rabbit. A rat-like body and tail. Finished off with a pig's snout. The aardvark is unique, a one-of-a-kind animal. The only species in its order. He might be a jumble of bits and pieces, but together, each part combines into the ultimate earth mover. His mobile piggy snout has dense nostril hairs to keep dust out. He has more spongy nasal bone than any other mammal. For a keen sense of smell. Once his nose detects ants or termites, his bare claws take over. They could be straight out of a horror movie. Curved blades as hard as horn, part nail, part hoof, make the perfect tools for plunder. The aardvark is the only animal strong enough to power straight through a termite mound. This clay bakes as hard as concrete under the intense African sun. With his squat, rat-like body, he can direct all his muscle capacity to his front legs. A sticky tongue, as long as a ruler, makes short work of the uncovered treats. He's a big creature, about the size of a mastiff, so it takes 50,000 insects per night to fill him. An alarm, serious enough to disturb his supper. His rabbit ears work like antennae and constantly scan the bush for danger. That's too close. Though he does slash at predators when they attack, it's often quicker to dig. He's so fast he can tunnel away and disappear underground in less than 2 minutes. For this hyena, the aardvark is just not worth the effort.